as my man Dog the Bounty Hunter would say, how's it? The Royal Farms Game of the Week back at St. Paul's. Booker Corrigan, Ty Zanders bringing the call as the Crusaders in their home whites take on the Gilman Greyhounds. Ty, great matchup today.
Always a fun match from the Baltimore area between Gilman and St. Paul's, two phenomenal programs. 6 losses between them so far, so it'll be very interesting to see who's hungrier, who gets the win today.
And take us through the St. Paul stardom. They obviously have a ton of talent this year. How are they going to? What's going to go well for them?
I think attack-wise, obviously Carter Flagg is the big gun there. He is now the all-time leading point getter in St. Paul's history, and then certainly a lot of offensive talent around him, especially Alex McGovern, a great lefty shooter from midfield, and then I think in between the pipes, AJ Barreto, one of the best in the country. So how he plays between the pipes and how face-off play is today with Tyler Rockhill still out. That's one of the keys for St. Paul's.
And let's talk about the Gilman Greyhounds. Coach Brooks Matthews has done an amazing job. Every year he's there, he gets the most out of his team. Who are the stars to watch?
Well, I think, Gilman not as much as star power as they've had in the past, but Andy Matthews and Jack Halpert, who's still working his way back to being healthy, the two big guns there. Andy, a great shooter, 2 hands, can play attack or mid. He's pretty much all attack this year to keep him on the field for a while. And Jack Halpert likes to recap between the lines, LSM. He's still, working his way back. Only played man-down defense last week. He's about 80% or so. So looking forward to seeing him. And then Jake Waxter and Jimmy Williams on attack are also some really great finishers, seniors.
Great little rundown there by my man Ty Zanders. Speaking of rundowns, recruiting rundowns, the hottest site in lacrosse right now.
I like to think so.
Yeah. No doubt about it. Let's watch the lineups now. We'll take you through it. It's the first quarter brought to you every time by your friends at the Baltimore Crabs Lacrosse Club. Easily the top lacrosse club in the country. They run great tournaments. They run a great top prospect camp. And they like to say the Baltimore Crabs, locally grown, nationally known. Teams lining up for their howdy-doos, and there is Jake Waxter. I like his game. You're right, Ty. He can ball out when needed. Number 8, Jimmy Williams, another guy you hit on. Tremendous senior attack for Coach Brooks Matthews. And, of course, I'm looking down at Damian Davis, Baltimore Sun Athlete of the Year in 1999. And then you got Mark Millen, who's a Hall of Famer. So coaching staffs for both these teams are recognizable people. For St. Paul's, facing off Eli Ayer. And for the Gilman Greyhounds, Zach Cohen. Getting ready to get it on. Royal Farms, thank you so much for making it possible. And like I like to remind folks, support the people who support you. And Royal Farms really did make this possible this year by coming on board as a sponsor. So you have a choice. Choose the right way. Choose the people who support you. Go to Royal Farms. Real fresh, real fast. Eli Ayer comes up with the first possession. And Mitch Gordon holds it behind defenseman. David starts on him. Gordon coming back from injury that hampered his early season development. And here is Mitch Gordon.
Gilman a lot better than their 2-4 record may indicate. Ben Schmerler's been lights out whenever I've seen him the 2 times this year.
There's Joe Pollard. Drags it in, and now it's McGovern. A hitch move, bam! Shot rings iron. Goaltender Ben Schmerler has been fantastic in his career at Gilman. Now we got a hot, sloppy mess right here in front of us. And the ground ball pickup by Jimmy Williams. And for his efforts, he gets clubbed. And I got to tell you what, the referees just told us what's acceptable. Nothing was outlandish. He was just double-teamed and double-teamed and double-teamed, and then 2 new guys came.
Definitely some heavy pressure and checks, but all legal.
All legal. It's an unfortunate turn of events because it was a great ground ball by Jimmy Williams.
Foul.
Yeah. But now we know where the line is as far as pokes and slaps. Mitch Gordon gets it off. McGovern backs it up. Alex McGovern, the left-handed midfielder. He can play behind the cage. his game is just impressive.
Very complete. Good to see him healthy again this year. He's been doing a really good job.
Yes, he was hurt at the end of last year. And I will tell you that huge negative on Al, and this is going to sound cockamamie, but he can play defense, and that means he gets caught on the field sometimes. And if you get spent in the first quarter, you don't have that gear in the fourth. And that, it's a positive, that's a negative. Oh, what a save, Schmerler, not up in here. Another one. Schmerler, I've never seen anything like you. But sincerely, McGovern is so good at playing defense, he ends up being on the field for longer.
It's always important to have a balance of first and second midfields. Don't want to tire guys out at all, especially players important to your success as McGovern is. You'll see him match up at times with Jack Halpert. They'll be playing at North Carolina together for the next 4 years, club teammates for MLC.
First quarter brought to you by the Baltimore Crabs Lacrosse Club. Check out their top prospect camp for rising 8th and 9th graders. They run it out at St. James School in out west, off of 70 and 81. I can't think of the town, confound it.
Hagerstown?
Exactly.
Okay.
I couldn't get Morgantown out of my head.
I was thinking hard too. I wasn't sure. Not a place
I had Morgantown locked in. I knew it wasn't. It's Hagerstown. Go to BeMoreLaxCo.com. Jimmy Williams getting a little revenge, and he dunks it. 1-0 Greyhounds early, and Jimmy deserved that for what happened last time.
Nifty finish inside.
Without question, a nifty
Love
finish.
the senior.
And just like that, Ty Zanders comes in second to Coach Rick Mercado in the race to Nifty, who now addresses me as Nifty Booker Corrigan. But no, Ty clearly takes the win there. I actually had it locked in down here, but I tossed you a little gratis.
I wanted it pretty bad.
Yeah.
I've been falling short these last 2 games, so getting that win, race to Nifty, is pretty huge for me.
You have been getting your clock cleaned. Eli Air, this time he pulls it back. Rutrow, long pass. Barreto handles that. Connor Sword cross fields it. Crusaders on some offense. Joe Pollard. Shot goes low. Pinballs around. That was Jack Pollard. And Schmerler has it for the Greyhounds. The Royal Farms game of the week. Surcharge-free ATMs. You can't beat that. You go in there, you get some cash. You don't have to pay a surcharge, and you get some unbelievable fried chicken. And that's where you get all your Red Bulls.
Correct. My chicken tender meals, my guilty pleasure.
And I tell you, there's a high probability I'll be at Riley's tonight with my son Cole. Schlurping oysters. This is Jack Pollard. Giving it to brother Joe. Sometimes it seems like there's Pollards everywhere. There's only 2 of them, but they're almost omnipresent and everywhere at once. Bam. Oh, Schmerler's on fire. Rebound picked up by Kevin Wynn. Errant pass or a timely check. Credit number 43, Luke Franklin, with a great little slap check there to knock it loose.
Too many unforced errors for Crusaders this year. I think it's a given they have all the talent in the world when it comes to their offense, but just some simple slip-ups the coaches hate to see.
Number 2, Chris Williams, the junior, listed as an attackman or a midi, doing a nice job getting back, clearing the ball efficiently. And they've done the math, Ty. A successful clear is worth 2/3 of a goal.
Love hearing Robbie Black the other day say that big clear is just as important as a big goal in his eyes. Did a good job for McDonough. Eagles playing the Lakers today.
Woody Kelly, number 3, up top for Gilman. You know you're going to hear the name Woody a lot. So many possibilities. Look at the Woodrow up top. Bam! Oh, Barreto goes down low. Should have got low.
It's definitely a big game in the Zanders family. You know, my old man, a teacher and
Yeah.
alum of Gilman, and I'm an alum of this fine school. Some bragging rights on the line here. Be talking about that at dinner tonight. Catch up with old man. They love that flip on offense.
They do. Ooh. Dawes Milchling unleashes one. Joe Pollard now to Gordon. The Gilman defense, you can tell that they have some great defensive coaches, and head coach Brooks Matthews along with Damian Davis. They play phenomenal position defense.
They don't have that big name, you know, obviously Halpert up top, but they don't have the big name they've had in the past. And the whole team, you know, I've mentioned that in the open. You know, I don't want to be overly harsh, but I think in terms of Division I talent, it's the least they've had in 15, 20 years. But it's a team game. Brooks Matthews is a great coach, gets the most out of the whole roster. Really fun team to watch. Enjoyed watching them against Hafford.
Carter Flagg up top. Joe Pollard. And again, Schmerler gets a piece of that. Tell you what, Schmerler's, you saw him coming. First quarter brought to you by the Baltimore Crabs Lacrosse Club, locally grown, nationally known. Milchling wants to turn the corner, does so, and scores. Dawes Milchling. He's got some funk in his bag.
One of the more underrated players in the league. Off Vermont, big body, uses it well.
Referees for today's game, Juliet Jake and Elwood Blues, along with Bennett Brower. A tremendous crew. Guys who have been around the game in the Midwest for a long time and now coming out to the Mid-Atlantic. One to one your score. And the corners of Matty Cruz's mouth start to turn just a little bit upward. Patrick Carey doing work for the Crusaders. Still hadn't gotten it in, but he will by getting it over to Wynn. This is Kevin Wynn. Thinks about getting it inside to Jack Pollard. And now it's number 17, Joe Pollard. Another great stick play by the Gilman defense. Carlisle Turner, and Flagg rides it back. Mitch Gordon, little outside roll shot. Schmerler.
Call that shot there, not much of an angle.
You see how he slapped his legs together? We call that the prom date save. Oh, Andy Matthews just getting off. And I'll tell you, Jake Waxner, a lot of discipline not to shoot that one. But I think he saw that they had no backup, so you got to, and with Barreto in there, you got to try and pick a corner. Zach Cohen, number 6, pushes it to Matthews. Matthews, of course, was one of the stars of that Under Armour underclass tournament championship for the Baltimore region. He's a total baller. Oh, lefty out, and one good timely check deserves another. John Foss with that slap. Just over 2 minutes to play. Here's Barreto. A Nixon watch wearer. He rocks Nixons. Let's be honest, he's got style. And we see Jack Pollard subbing through the midline. And Ben Bagley comes in. Bagley's been tremendously serviceable for the Crusaders every time we've seen him. Very proficient and efficient. Milchling flip flag. McGovern hitches once. Flagg coming lefty. Shot goal. Carter Flagg unleashing the anger. Padding his total.
Great little jump shot there by Flagg from about 10 yards out. Usually used to dodging from behind, but he can dodge from pretty much anywhere. Hard to get those low shots if you're Schmirler. Big kid.
Now, Ty, today's trivia question. With the score 2-1, who is the biggest Gilman fan in the 5-yard areas that we're standing in?
I'd say my homeboy Matty Cruz. So
that is correct. There's nobody rooting for Gilman harder than Matt Cruz right now. McGovern with a great ground ball pickup. Inside, shot, goal. It's almost like we should go home. And we get a timeout on the field. First quarter brought to you every time by your friends at the Baltimore Crabs Lacrosse Club. They came on board early with the game of the week because they want to support the efforts of these great athletes and coaches in the MIAA. Tremendous organization, the Baltimore Crabs. 1 minute and 1 second left after the Milchling spoiler to make it 3-1. Eli Air. And Foss comes up with it. That's a little interesting. 52 seconds now in the quarter of the Royal Farms game of the week. Royal Farms, real fresh, real fast. Fresh, never frozen chicken, world famous chicken. And of course, those Western fries, Ty, I'm not kidding you. They're legit.
Almost getting to be a slushy season for Royal Farms, and that good weather comes out. You might go to before the games. Cherry slushy.
Great inside look, shot, goal. One goal too late, but they'll take it anyway. Jimmy Williams with his second goal of the day. Great inside offense. Ten seconds remaining in the period. And you know what, Ty, there's always enough time to draw a foul. Some scrappers. And that'll do it for the first quarter, brought to you by the Baltimore Crabs, locally grown, nationally known. And of course, this is the Royal Farms game of the week.